It's time.
Time to meet the women who make a living around fast cars.
Hello, ladies.
This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win. Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beam.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Woo! Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hey, it's Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on today's episode, we're talking to Katie Butera of Apple Girl Art. Find out how she's inspired by her famous grandpa. Find out how she comes up with those incredibly creative designs. And find out what her all-time favorite race car is. All that and more coming up on Women Take the Wheel.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
I am with my friend Katie. How are you doing from Apple Girl Art?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And I always pronounce your name wrong. It's just Butera, right?
Butera.
Butera, sorry.
Butera, yes. Very Italian. Buse.
I never guessed.
Yeah.
So now, and I consider you a third gen, but you're like a legacy. Would you call yourself like a legacy racer?
Yes. Very much a legacy racer.
Now,
sure.
I've looked up about your grandpa, who is like the man. He was like the chassis man. How would you describe him in your words, for people who don't know?
He was, I'm trying to put this nicely, he was a craftsman, really, is how I see him, and he was a perfectionist, and he really didn't care about anybody else's opinion of him. As long as he thought what he was doing was good, then it was perfect. If somebody else didn't like it, that was a them problem, not a him problem. But he very much was that way, but he was all craftsman all the time. Everything was
I kind of got that. I looked at a couple of things that it's more like, he built the cars when he wanted to, for who he wanted to do them for.
Yes.
I like that. And what are your favorite memories of your grandpa?
I don't really have a whole lot. He wasn't around too much. We didn't live all that close to each other, so we weren't around him super much. But I just remember him, he was always a very gruff person. And at the end, he was very entertaining at the end when he was sick, because he was just, his care level was even less. So when he would tell stories, it would have a whole new spin on it. And he would tell people, if you asked him to do something he didn't want to, he would scream, fly, because you can't fly. And he doesn't want to do that. So everyone's fair at this point. So stuff like that. It was just always entertaining when he was around.
Oh, my God. Do you get good stories from the drivers and the owners and stuff like that now? Do they ever come up to you and be like, oh, I got a story about your grandpa for you?
Yes. And they're usually not very well repeatable stories, because that goes back to he built what he wanted, when he wanted, and for who he wanted. And if he didn't like you, he was not going to build you anything.
I like that.
So it's entertaining. People's opinions of him are entertaining, I find it.
And now, is he the one who inspired you to get into your craftsmanship with all the art and welding and everything you do? Was that inspired by him?
Yes and no. So it was we always had projects going on in our house. We got rid of our guest bedroom in our house, and my mom made it into an art room. We always had something going on, just some kind of project. If you had school projects, our school projects were always through the moon, because we had all the supplies to make them be cool. There was always some kind of something going on in the garage. Like, we always had that. But he made my mom be very much a craftsy person. She tried to go to art school for a long time. She was a drawer, a painter, all around crafty person. She sews all the time now. She makes everything. I mean, she's like, if you need a Halloween costume made, she could make it for you. Like, she's got it down. So she always you had to do that when we were kids. We always had some kind of holiday craft going, or we always had something going. So we were all raised like that. We were raised to go that extra little step of, I can make this cooler. So she kind of made us be like that. And then when I went to art school and I got into sculpting, it kind of all my lineage came along. Like my grandpa's mom she had a ceramic studio, and my grandma, who he was married to, her mom was a painter. So like we got it from all sides of the tree. We got all kinds of artistic abilities. So it kind of, I always, because we were around racing so much, I wanted it to go down that avenue. So I kind of went more the same route that he did, in that I wanted to stay in racing. So I've used a little bit of that, but it was just, if I didn't have an artist bone in my body, I probably would have been like shipped off to boarding school or something, like not allowed to be here.
Because I was going to say, so everything you do is how you're raised. You're raised with crafting. You're raised with racing. And so I've seen the cute pictures of you like warming up your grandpa's like one of his old cars and stuff like that. And did you junior drive too? Did you drive?
I junior drag raced for like a whole 6 months.
Oh.
I did it. And then it just didn't really work out, and I didn't do much after that. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. A friend of ours had a car, and then he had a spare car and wanted to try all this new stuff, and I was around, and he's like, cool, you're going to come with me and do this so I can do all these other things. And I was like, all right, fine.
See, I always wonder, I'm like, well, why weren't you a racer? Because you're like, you know, your best friend's a racer and your dad's. I thought for sure you'd want to drive.
I totally want to. The dream's not over.
Oh, okay.
We laugh. Krista, my best friend, we joke. She has her Top Fuel license now. And for forever, I mean, for the past 10 years, it's been a joke that when I hit the lottery that I'm going to sponsor her for a full time. She can go win us a championship, and then I'll have a second car, and I'll just drive the team car whenever I feel like it and have a fun time. Like, it's always been a huge joke. I've always wanted to do it, but you have to fall from the lucky tree a little bit, and I didn't quite fall from that side of the tree, so it's okay.
Is that where you get your Apple Girl and Apple Girl art? Is the apple tree? Is that where you came up with
because
all
apples don't fall far from trees. So when we were coming up with the name for it, I wanted it to be something super anonymous, because I mean, if you hear my name in the world, not everybody likes it, and not everybody has a great opinion of it. So I didn't want to attach that and then get discredited because people don't like us, and then also get discredited like I use the name as a crutch of, hi, all these people really like this guy, think he's awesome, so I'm going to put that name in my thing so that I could get the attention for it. I didn't want that. I wanted it to be something totally independent. So when we were trying to come up with stuff, it was, you know, how do you come up with a name for something? Like, well, this is going to be it forever. You got to do it right. So we were sitting there, and I was with my mom, and another good family friend of ours, his son calls himself the Apple Boy because he didn't fall far from his tree. So then it was a big joke that he would call my mom the Apple Girl because she didn't fall far from her tree. So then we were just coming up with things, and I was like, you know, I want it to be a family thing, but I don't. And then I was like, dude, apples don't fall far from trees. And she's like, that has to be it. So then that was it.
And everybody knows, you know, you're like Apple Girl. I mean, even your license plate's even Apple Girl.
My license plate says Apple Girl. Although it's so super funny. My favorite thing, and I've talked about this a lot lately, I really like that I've created a pretty anonymous name, and on my social medias, I really, like the Apple Girl social medias, I really don't put my face on it too terribly much because it's not about me, it's about Apple Girl.
You're right,
so
you
now,
don't.
So now it's funny, like, I'll be having a conversation with someone, they'll see my ring or see something, they're like, oh, dude, I got one of those online from this really cool girl, she makes all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, man, that's so cool. And we'll get super far into the conversation, and then they'll be like, that's you, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's me.
Sorry, that's me. But it's fun, like, having those conversations where it comes to full circle, because it's kind of fun.
Now, isn't that what you kind of start with? Everybody talks about, and everybody knows, you can't see, of course, Apple Girl rings, these wrench rings. And I feel like a butt because I didn't wear mine today. Because I'm like, oh, I'm talking to Katie and I didn't wear my ring.
You're fired.
Because I love it so much. And was that kind of what you started with, was the rings?
I did start with the rings. A friend of ours, Randy Green, he's worked on Top Fuel cars for forever.
Yes.
He has one that was casted that he got 1,000 years ago. And one day I saw it and I was like, dude, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. You should give it to me. And he's like, no, I'm not giving it to you. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I went home and I went to the hardware store and I found a cheap wrench and I bent it around a pipe and I was like, oh, that fits my finger. Okay, cool, I have one. And then I saw Randy Green again and I was like, look, mine's better than yours, haha. And then I didn't think anything of it. And then over probably a year's worth of time, I had 1 million people say, oh, dude, that ring is so cool. Where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, well, I made it. No big deal. And after probably the 400th person that said something, I was like, maybe I should do this.
Yeah, maybe you should.
So then I did the rings I probably made the rings for about a year. And then I made a matching bracelet. And I made those for a couple years. And then it just kind of gotten bigger and bigger from there, yeah.
And I do like and now you do like lots of home decor.
Yes.
I love your Christmas trees.
The Christmas trees are so cute.
I love. How'd you come up with those? That's my main thing too. Is like, how do you come up with this stuff? You just take all these parts and you're just like, see what you can come up with.
A lot of it is I think about what people would buy and I think about what I would buy. I go to Home Goods and I walk around Home Goods and see the stupid things that are in people's carts that they're going to overpay for and think, dude, I can make that cooler. And then I think about it too from a racer's perspective. As someone who's been in racing for forever and is around race cars, a lot of things for racers are cheesy or tacky or not cute or not tasteful. Like, it's actually depressing, the stuff that they call like race car art. Yeah. It's pitiful what's out there. Or you have to get like some stupid sign to hang on the wall and that's like the coolest thing you can find. Like, there really isn't anything out there that's cool. So I thought to myself, also as a racer, because I'm not just going to buy any stupid race car art thing because like it's not accurate or it's just dumb. I'm not going to put that in my house. I want something that I could give to my mom that my mom would put in her kitchen, or that a racer would be like, oh, dude, this is race car stuff. Like, this is what we do. I want this in my house. So then it just kind of went from there. So, like, I started making those letters because everybody likes the letter of their name. Oh, yeah. They all want to buy something with the letter of their name on it. So, and then you buy those big letters at Home Goods. You spend $50, $60 on just, like, a wood letter that does nothing. So then I started putting parts in them, and it's like, dude, this is really cool. I found out last week I've sold over 100 letters already in 2 years.
Wow, that's great, and they are so cool.
But it's just, as a racer, you want something that's cool, but not like...
And represents you, and it's not cheesy.
Yeah, and it's difficult. Like, I fight with Jake, my boyfriend, about this. He wants to bring home, like, some blown-up rod and piston and put it on the kitchen table because this was from here when we went this fast. Blah, blah, blah. It's still a blown-up rod and piston on my kitchen table.
Exactly.
You have to make it be something cool, or it has to go in, like, the boys' room because, like, you can't leave that on my table.
I like
get
that.
Away. So it's stuff like that. You want it to be the blown-up junk parts, but that's cool and has a good place here. And like decorates. So I just think about decorations. It's always decoration stuff.
My two other favorite things yours too is the picture frames.
Oh, the picture frames.
Your picture frames are awesome, and your new one, like your magnetic board. Those are so handy. Everybody can use them.
Yeah, and I try and think about like just stuff that I would want, or like when holidays come, I like to do some little trinket holiday thing because people always buy stuff that's holiday stuff. Always at Christmas time, you want to buy an ornament, or you want to buy some little Christmas tree thing, or a snowman, or whatever. Always at Valentine's Day, you want to buy some cheesy heart thing. Like, I try and think about that for all the holidays, and then just go from there. And then I think about what I want in my own kitchen, and then I build one, and I post it. I'm like, does anybody like this? And then like 10 people want one. I'm like, okay, I think I could make these. Yeah,
that's
so
how it works.
I just go from there, really. And I think about a lot of it is, would I give this to my mom, or would I send this to my grandma, or stuff like that. Like, would I give this to somebody as a gift and think that they would actually use it or think it was cool or find a spot for it? And if I don't, then I don't make them.
And then you have like all these like parts in there. Do people just give those to you? They're like, hey, here, Katie, here's my car blew up. Here's some parts.
Pretty much, yeah. I pretty much know. We're friends with enough people around that they know what I do at this point, that they just bring me stuff. Because most of it's trash anyways. A lot of what people don't understand is, especially with Top Fuel cars, it's parts attrition to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
It makes 1, maybe 2 laps, and if one of them breaks, the whole set on the whole car breaks, and you have to just get rid of all of them. What are you going to do with that? You're literally just going to throw it in the trash. So the people who know what I do, they always collect a box. So usually at the end of a race weekend, somebody will call and be like, hey, come over here on your way. I got a box for you. I'm like, okay. Or they'll show up on Tuesday to bring Jake their block to repair, and then there'll be a box. It's junk, too. It's like, hi, is it okay if Jake works on this? Here's stuff for you. But it works out because I get most everything I get from all the teams and crew guys. They save stuff for me. So.
And here's my funny question about Jake, because I know Katie and Jake through working with Alamendorf Racing last year, and Jake's crew chief on that. And Katie works on the car too. She just doesn't do her art thing. She works on the car. She gets behind the wheel of the car. Did you work on cars before you met Jake? Or does he kind of brought you in and taught you that?
He kind of brought me to that. I wasn't really at that level yet before Jake. I was always around race cars and stuff, but Krista wasn't racing quite like she was yet. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I was doing stuff as much with her, and I hadn't been on a team or anything before that. So once Jake came along, he has a nostalgia funny car with his dad, and he's like, hey, you're going to come with racing with me. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we get there, and he's like, okay, you're going to build this, and you're going to do this, and then you're going to do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So then it's snowballed from there, really. He says I'm his dream crew guy, but I think that's a lie.
Oh my God. I mean, seriously, you guys, I'm there and she's in, grease up to her elbows and she's working on stuff too. And then I'm like, hey, Katie, somebody wants to buy one of your rings. Can you come here a second?
Yeah.
So, and you're like, sorry, I got to go do this now.
Be right back.
You do it all. And they pull up and you're behind the wheel. And you guys are like couple goals. You guys are so cute together.
Yeah, it really works out for us.
And he gets you the best birthday gifts.
He really does. I've trained him really, really well.
Just let you know, he got her like a 3-wheeler.
A 3-wheeler, yeah.
And then a go-kart?
I got a go-kart for Easter. And it's actually really cool. It looks like an Indy car, which makes me happy. And I'm going to vinyl it to look like the family's Indy car. So it'll be even better. And then I got my 3-wheeler. I got that. What else have I gotten?
He good.
He's pretty good, yeah.
And now when you say the family's Indy car, whose would that be then?
When my grandfather went to the Indy 500 in 1982, he built his own car, basically. So he went to Dan Gurney's shop and bought an Eagle Indy car, and then he took half of it apart and built it how he wanted and put all his own stuff on it. They put a small block Chevy in it, which was not something that happened before.
Wow.
Yeah, he pretty much threw the kitchen sink at it and made it his version of what he would want to run as an Indy car. But it's red and it's got all this fun vinyl stuff work on it. So my little Indy car, when it showed up, it was red, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna make this look like our Indy car. Yay. And I got all excited.
Now, and because I was going to ask you that too. Because my mic's on. Because I knew you from drag racing and I knew Grandpa, but how you got into the other sports, because I know you're so passionate too about IndyCar and sprint cars. Mm-hmm. How'd you get into all the other racing too?
Pretty much him too. He was a dabbler. He was a race car everything person. We drag raced primarily. That was where it started for him in Wisconsin before we moved to California, and he built all kinds of stuff. And then being in Southern California, it was a hotbed for sprint car stuff in the early 80s, 70s, somewhere in there. And so he was friends with so many guys that had sprint cars or went to the sprint car races, and the shop where he worked was right by Ascot Park Gardena, and so they go to Ascot every night. That was no big deal. So eventually then, I think in the 80s, somewhere in there, I don't know exactly, they had their own sprint car, and they would run at Ascot and to go to Manzanita, stuff like that, local show stuff. They had a sprint car for a couple summers, so we were sprint car racers. And then my mom, for pretty much all of the 80s, worked for Simpson, and she was Bill Simpson's right-hand man, because Bill Simpson and my grandfather were best friends. So she'd be back here and she'd run the Indy 500, and that was where the whole Indy 500 thing started. Was she'd be back here during the summer for May, and she'd call and be like, dude, you have to come do this. You have to come to the Indy 500. This is so cool. And that started the whole thing. So, but she worked for Simpsons for so long, and she was the rep back here, and she was the dirt car rep for forever. So she knew all of these people that raced dirt cars. So then when I was a kid, we just did everything. All race cars were good race cars.
I just love it and that's the thing too, is that you and your mom are so tight. I love your mom so much. I actually met her before, but I forgot. And then it's like, oh, you're the little Clark. And I'm like, well, yeah. My mom is like, oh my God, I love Lee. Tell her hi. And so your mama, she your best friend and everything.
Yeah.
It seems like
we're pretty much attached at the hip.
Oh my God. So that's where you got everything from her then?
Everything, yeah.
And I know her mom loves jet cars.
Oh, jet cars are the coolest thing on the planet. Actually, my birthday was in October, and there's a vintage, 2-story vintage store right here downtown. And a friend of mine, there was a jet car poster, and it was like a jet car races or something, and it's the coolest poster I've ever seen. And he got it for me for my birthday. He's like, because I've never met somebody who loves the jet car more than you love the jet car. And I'm like, yeah, the jet cars are the coolest thing on the planet. Don't care what anybody says about it.
I think your mom loves them more than you do.
Yeah, we probably gave each other a hard bargain at this point. I think Jake likes making fun of us for how much we love a jet car more than we love jet cars.
Oh, I had more fun watching your mom watch the jet car.
Oh, yeah, we lose our minds.
Than I did. Yeah, it was hilarious.
We lose our minds. I can't tell you how many places she's been somewhere where I'm not with her and the jet car is running, and people will send me videos of my mom losing her mind over the jet car. I'm like, yeah, I know what that looks like.
Oh, I got video of it too. Mm-hmm. I do too. So now, if you had to pick one of the motorsports, which one would you pick, or is it impossible for you? Could you pick, if you're like, hey, you got to pick one, which one is it?
I think I would pick drag racing. That's what we do. Besides May, we don't really go to a whole lot of IndyCar races during the year. I watch it here and there, but I'm not avid, IndyCar's my thing.
Well, for
I
the month
love
of
it.
May, I see you decorating.
Yeah, the month
everything.
of May is our thing. But other than that, if you live in Indiana, the month of May has to be your thing. But other than that, we go to Chili Bowl every January, but I really don't go to a whole lot of other dirt races during the year because it just doesn't quite always work out like you want it to. But drag racing, like if we never drag raced again, I don't think I could exist.
I mean, that's one of my things about you. I'm like, I think you, I'm like Chili Bowl. She's like, every year she's like, countdown to Chili Bowl.
I think we're at 53 days until Chili Bowl.
Nice. And how many days till NHRA?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
That's your other job, too. I forgot to mention at the racetrack is you're the backup for.
I am the backup.
Where did the pistols come from?
I don't know where the pistols came from. All of a sudden, we just started doing it, and it became a thing. And, like, we're big. Krista and I have always been big on, like, you have to do the same thing every time. It's a juju thing. And then, when Jake would always race with Dom Lagana, it was very juju, especially if you start going rounds. Every single person is expected to do the exact same thing every time. If you walked up next to the car in the staging lanes on the left side, you have to walk on the left side again. Like, you can't change anything. And me and Krista are very much like that, too. So, like, I don't know where I started doing the double guns, but now it's funny. And now she'll pew-pew me back and, like, shoot me back from the car. So now it's just, like, the double guns have stuck. We joked that when she went top fuel, we would change it to something else. And we're like, yeah, no, we're just going to do the double guns. No. Like, this is just what we're going to do.
Add something else to it, but keep the guns.
Yeah, I mean, the little double guns. We laughed that, like, we make fun of people that do, like, the gator arms, where, like, when you're getting closer, you know, you close your arms and you look like a gator. We make fun of people for that. So then we were talking about that we would do baby gators and, like, flap your little hands together. But then I was like, no, because I probably don't need to make her laugh this hard right before she's going to race, because, like, that's probably not good. So we'll just stick with double guns.
Yeah, she's got to concentrate on the whole, you know, getting down the track thing, controlling this race car.
You know, whatever, like, hand thing I do to her is probably the least important situation here. But it's fun. It keeps it light, really.
Oh, yeah. You two, the KB Club.
KB Club.
And I saw pictures of you guys as kids, too. So you grew up, like, together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, my God. That is
well, and it goes even further than that, too. Like, my grandparents and the Greek and Bob Stange of Strange Engineering, they were all best friends from being back here, being in Chicago, being in Wisconsin. Then they were friends for forever while they all raced and everything. And then my mom and Paula have been friends for forever. And then Krista and I came along, and now Krista and I have been friends since we were little kids. And yeah.
You're so cute together. Okay, and I thank you so much for being here today.
Yes,
I know we're kind of
course.
wrapping up. Tell people where they can find you.
Everything is on Apple Girl Art on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Everything is Apple Girl Art. It's applegirlart.com. Try and keep it pretty easy. Apple Girl, Apple Girl, Apple Girl.
See, and branding.
I know. I try and brand.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Katie.
Thank you for
I'm
having
very
me.
Thank you for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search Women Take the Wheel podcast. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast right now over on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network,
This is Women Take the Wheel.
with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
AllIndianaPodcastNetwork.com.